She sent in a Streamlabs donation asking, can you be sexist against men, starting with you?
Yes. I would say yes, but I would like to elaborate on this.
Okay, go ahead.
I think a lot of the sexism towards men comes from some sort of trauma. Like, I myself have like been in that boat, in those shoes, where it's like, I hate men, all of men suck, and that's because I had unresolved things. I love men, but I hate them at the same time, you know.
That's a yikes, but okay. Wait, you love men, but you hate them at the same time?
Yeah, I think a lot of men are losers.
A lot of men are, how so? You mean financially?
No, just like in general, like if I'm...
Is Nick a loser?
Nick is such a fucking loser.
What the fuck? Nick, are you gonna stand for that?
Bro.
What about Gustavo?
Gustavo, are you a loser?
Damn. The fuck?
You're a little pathetic little bitch baby loser.
Whoa, she's...
What the fuck did you just say about my boy Gustavo?
The
I
fuck?
asked him if he was.
That's a kick out moment for fucking... You can't insult Gustavo.
Gustavo,
he's
tell
the
me.
best.
Oh, I'm gonna wrestle him later and I'm gonna win.
What the fuck? Hey, yo, it's Rachel Wilson.
No, like, actual,
Gustavo,
like, fighting,
that's
though.
on you, bro.
Look at
I'm
this.
staying out of this one.
We got Rachel Wilson, Andrew's wife in the chat.
That's
Maddie,
cute.
can you read it?
Andrew is the best husband ever. He's extremely good to me and a very kind person. He is a 10. Sorry to all our haters. Hi, Brian.
Yo, what's up, Rachel? Thank you for the super chat. Just wanted to pull that up there because it was kind of relevant.
That was years of patriarchal brainwashing that got her to believe that. By
Yeah, he brainwashed Rachel Wilson. Brainwashed her. And by the way, she has a book, which is... Did you also force her to write the book too, Andrew?
Gun to her
I
head.
did, but only because I knew that I could promo and sell a bunch of copies and then buy more guns for my own selfish patriarchal needs. It's called Occult Feminism. You can find it on Amazon,
Oh, there you go.
among other
Little
places.
plug there,
Thank
yeah.
you so much for allowing me to shamelessly shill it, Brian.
Of course.
I want to start a cult.
Good times. Wait, so okay. You have a love-hate relationship with men.
Yeah.
You said most men are losers?
Yes.
What are most women then?
I think the general population, I'm kind of deviating away from this question, but I think the general population, a lot of people are really insecure and they project that onto other people.
Okay. All right.
So I think
moving
it's on both sides.
Can you be sexist towards men?
Yes, absolutely. Sexist, yes. Misandrist, no.
Wait, hold on.
I will clarify
What?
this. I will clarify
Let's
this.
not dive back into that.
I would not like to either. If I can clarify this without diving back into a
No,
conversation,
we
I
weren't.
will.
I don't even think we were. We've talked about. Can you be racist towards white people?
Because I was gonna connect it to that. I was gonna say I think you can be sexist to men in the same way you can be prejudiced, like a white person can be prejudiced, but I don't
What?
think on a systemic level there's no like misandry.
What?
Hold on, bro. What? Yeah. Wait. So you're saying you can be sexist?
Yeah, on like an individual prejudice level, yeah, you can say I hate men, but it doesn't equate to any sort of real.
No systemic.
No.
There's no systemic. So you're saying there's current? Oh my God, bro! I don't even know where to begin with this one. This shit could take 3 hours to
I hope
fucking
it doesn't.
unwind. So, but I'm confused because this is a little bit different than your stance on the racism.
It is different,
with
and,
white
yeah.
people because you said no, you can't be racist towards white people.
Nah, it's the same. It's the same logic, Brian. You'll see as you unravel.
It's the same logic,
shit.
but I do feel differently about it. I don't know if I want to get into that
But
conversation.
okay, so misandry.
Yeah.
Do you deny that there even is misandry? The
yeah.
hatred
on
of
like a. And I know there's definitely hatred of men. I think it is.
But it's not on a systemic level.
I don't think
because
it- I mean,
women
yeah,
don't
you can
have the
mock me, but yeah,
systemic
that's what I
power
think.
in society. They can't really be misandrous, right?
Sorry, what?
Because women don't have institutional power, they can't really be misandrous,
That's
right?
not the definition of misandry, though. So if the
That's what
definition
you're
of
gonna say.
misandry,
Hang on, just let her. Hang on. That's what you're gonna say,
If we're
right?
well, I mean, if we're going by the definition of like strictly hatred of men, then you can hate men.
it says dislike of, contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against men.
Yeah, then you can
Well,
definitely.
why do
Would
you
that
believe
also
that
be like
misandry
lesbianism
can't
if,
really
like, you just
exist?
dislike
It's
men?
because of why.
It's not in your taste buds.
Because of why? What?
Why is it that you actually believe, though, that misandry can't exist? It's because you believe that women don't have institutional power, and therefore, because they don't, they can't truly be misandrous. Only men
Well, that's
can
why I
be
think it's different
patriarchist
from
and
race.
chauvinist, right? Isn't that really the case?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to repeat the question. Honestly, sorry.
You think and you tell me if I'm wrong, that the only reason that men or women can't be misandrous towards men is because women don't have institutional power, right?
Essentially, yeah. I mean, if we're going strictly on the
So
definition of hatred,
it's just
then
the
yeah.
same bullshit anti-racist argument. It's the same exact thing that you said before, right?
Yeah.
Because you know why
It's
you're
slightly
making this
different in the
argument?
United
Because
States,
it
though.
makes you a minority. The reason you make this argument is because it makes you a minority. That's the only
No,
reason
I don't
you women. Yeah, it is. Listen, let me here. I'll
Okay,
prove
I mean,
it.
you're
Are you a
assuming my
minority?
perspective. You're assuming my perspective.
Are you a minority?
No, I don't think women are the minority, and neither are white people, and I'm a white woman.
Well, wait a second.
I'm a
That's
majority in
confusing
both
to me.
ways.
Wait. That's super confusing. You're not a minority, but you cannot discriminate as any type of collective against men. Only men can collectively discriminate
Yes.
against you.
I could engage in discrimination against a black man on a
Yes,
racial
it
level.
would, but that would not negate the fact that you're a minority just because you could discriminate against a black man. A Hispanic could discriminate against a black man, correct?
Sure, yes.
So if a Hispanic can discriminate against a black man,
Mm-hmm.
you would not say a Hispanic is not a minority, would you?
No, but I mean, I'm not a
No,
minority.
of course
Like,
not,
statistically,
but
I'm not a minority.
How could
I
you
don't
not
know.
be a minority?
That's not what
Are you
minority
saying that you're
means.
the majority but don't have institutional power? That's what you're saying?
Yes. Like, as a whole, women do not have more institutional power than men. White women
Right,
have more
but-
institutional power than a lot of different groups.
How
But
does that not make you a
we're ta-
minority, though?
I never said anyone was a minority. I'm
Yeah, but
not a minority.
how could you not be a minority?
Because that's not the
absent
definition. Minority
institutional
means
power? You're
a minority
in
of
other
the
words-
population.
All right, let's try this a different way. Let's assume that we're looking at this from an intersectional perspective. You know what intersectionality is from your feminist study classes, correct?
I've never taken one, but I can take a stab at it.
You
yeah.
would put white men at the top of the oppress everybody the fuck else ladder, right?
I don't think there's anyone above white men. I wouldn't rank it on like a hierarchy, but
If you
we
were
had
to rank
to,
it on
yeah.
a hierarchy, white men would be on the top,
Yep,
right?
I would put them at the top.
And women, white women, would be under that, right?
Yes, I would say so, yeah.
Wait,
Gotcha. Maybe like second, right? Number 2?
Sure.
Yeah, right. So you're saying that you're discriminated against by white men as a white woman.
I mean, in some ways, I'm sure. I think misogyny is absolutely relevant. I think institutional discrimination against women in the United States and like most developed countries is not the problem that it has been historically. But I mean, there are countries where women just got the right to drive like 5 years ago.
Yeah, we're talking about the United States.
Okay, yeah. Then
And inside the United States, you still consider yourself to be underneath white men, correct?
yeah.
Yeah, so you are oppressed by white men, right?
I mean, in a small way, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
So when you say that white women or black women or any women cannot actually be misandrous, you're just saying that because you consider white men to be above everybody in the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. So next time,
Cool.
just say that. Now,
Okay, I will.
diving into that, are there more white women or white men in the United States?
I think women. I think
Do you
women
think
outnumber.
women?
I think women
Why
outnumber
is
men.
it? How come they don't have the institutional power, even though
Because it's not a
there's
number.
more of
It's
them
not a
than there are
numbers
men?
game. It's not a. That's not. I mean, that's just not how institutional power works.
Really? So then a minority could hold institutional power and lord it over everybody else?
Yeah. We've already gone into the discussion of scale.
Wait, I just wanted to make sure that I have this clear. A minority could hold institutional power and lord it over everybody else, even in a place where they're not the majority, correct?
Sure.
Like Detroit?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Thank
Okay.
you.
Cool.
I'm so confused by a lot of things here because you're saying women don't have institutional or systemic power
No, I'm not saying they don't have any. I'm saying there's
as
definitely.
compared to men.
Yes, as compared to men.
Well, then how do you reconcile? So I already made this argument before. In the higher education system, every single university has a women's study, a feminist study program, which perpetuates the feminist ideology. So, and not just in the university.
Have you ever taken a feminist studies class?
Hold on. Not just in the university system, but in corporations, in media, in government. Feminism is the status quo.
I mean, I think that's a reaction to the historical discrimination against women. It's not elevating them above men, it's elevating them to their level.
But
it's
you're
the
saying
same thing as like we were talking about policies.
The power? Who
Men.
holds the power?
Men. And I think
Not
that
feminists?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I know that you think that, but I disagree.
But okay, so if men hold all the power, then
I didn't say they hold all the power. I'm saying that women cannot, like, on a broad level, discriminate. Like, there is no institutional discrimination against men by women.
It sounds like you're trying to say it's just kind of like a man's world. It favors men.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like subjected to any sort of like, you know, discrimination on a personal level, but as a whole, men do hold more institutional power than women. I mean, look at our politicians. We have plenty of women, but we've never had a female president. I mean, that's kind of surface level.
Apex fallacy.
Apex
wait
fallacy.
a second.
Okay.
Wait a
It's an
second.
apex.
Hang on.
All right.
That's
It's an
really
apex
weird.
fallacy.
Sure.
Wait a second. There's more women in the voting pool than there are men. So
We
you
just
don't
got
have a
that right,
female
that's why
president.
we
Isn't
like
that
to
on you?
practice
Wait,
it.
hold on. You're saying women just got the right to vote?
Not like
What year
immediately.
what year did women get the right to vote?
I don't have that knowledge. I think it was the
1920?
1900s.
My understanding is there are no women alive in the United States who never had the right to vote.
But we do have our
I'm
mothers
pretty
and
sure
our
if my math
grandmothers
checks out.
telling us to utilize
Maybe
this
there's
right.
What's that?
I said we have our mothers and our grandmothers telling us to utilize this right.
I mean,
What?
but also if we're
Your,
looking,
your mom and grandmother could vote.
Yeah, I'm saying that they were telling
What? I'm
people my
confused.
age to utilize the right.
What's your argument?
Like my mother and my grandmother are like, you should vote. That's what I'm saying.
Cool, I guess.
I'm saying that we have like the pressure from our elders.
But
telling
again,
us
all
to
these
utilize
universities
this.
with their $100 million endowments, and these universities are steeped in feminist ideology.
what effect is that having on men's
Massive.
lives?
What effect is
Like-
holy
problem
shit?
Like
is-
materially,
okay.
not like men are sad because of it. I mean, like, what actual real effects that are sustained and will last throughout history? What effect is that having?
Well, the biggest effect is the
whole bunch.
reproduction crisis, which has happened as a direct result of women's liberation and especially the sexual revolution, which has taken responsibility off of women to the point where 16-year-old women don't know that a P and a V leads to babies. What's happened also is that you have seen, as a result of this crazy-ass sexual revolution, abortion skyrocket. You've seen
How is
divorces
abortion an effect on
skyrocket.
men?
You've seen women's liberation lead. All ends lead to a reproductive crisis inside of the nation.
How is the reproductive crisis an effect only for men? How is that something that only affects men?
It's not something that only affects men.
That's what I was asking. What's an effect of feminist studies classes, a real material effect on men's lives that only affects men and is significant and can sustain into the future? How is it negatively impacting
the
men?
The draft would be something I could point to immediately.
The draft
That
is not a
women's-
result of
women's
feminist
lib
studies
has not-
classes. The
women's
draft
lib has-
existed
stop,
long
I'm
before
explaining-
feminist studies.
Do you want the answer or not?
Well, you're wrong. Your answer is incorrect.
How do you know? I haven't explained my answer.
Feminist studies classes existed after the draft, so you can't say that's a result of feminist
So what?
studies.
They have not addressed the draft as they have addressed women's liberation.
How many feminist
Why
studies
is it
classes have
so
you
still
taken?
to this day? Okay, stop. Let me explain. Why is it still to this day that when it comes to the draft, women can avoid it and men cannot?
Well, you're the one saying that women are just physiologically different. Do you think we could adequately defend ourselves in war?
No, which is why I don't think you should have equal rights to men.
Okay. I mean, if you don't think women should have equal rights to men, then we can't really engage on a equal
Why
level.
can't we engage on it?
You don't think I should have equal rights to you? How am I supposed
Why
to engage
do it?
with
Why
you?
and why is there a moral imperative that you must?
That I must have equal rights, or that I must engage with you?
That you must have equal rights. First of all,
There's no moral
let's start
imperative.
with this. Let's
all
start
rights
with
are
this.
up for debate.
My position is that rights do not exist. They're
No, they don't.
social construction, a product of the mind.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that.
Good, great. You agree with me. Why is there a moral imperative that you have equal rights to men who defend you while you sleep?
There is
What
none.
war are you in?
There is none.
What
Right, there is
draft
none.
have you been in? How are
I'm
you
sorry?
protecting me in my daily life? What have you individually done?
Well, let's assume that I've individually done nothing, that it would have no merit in the argument whatsoever.
What about women who choose to enlist in the military despite not being in the job? I just think we should move on to a different topic. We're not getting anywhere
I'm sure
with this.
I'm sure that you do.
I'm
sure that you do.
Back to the moral thing, there is no moral imperative. I would agree with you that rights do not exist. That's something we agree upon as a society. There's no inherent like moral imperative that everyone has equal rights. There's no imperative that any race has equal rights. That's something we debate on and we decide. And I am of the opinion that it is unfair, it's unjust for women to not have equal rights. You can disagree.
Yeah, but so what? Who cares if you think that?
Who cares
What
if you
makes
think
it a
they
moral,
shouldn't?
What makes it a moral imperative? Just
I have already
consensus?
said there is no moral imperative. There's nothing
There
inherent
is no moral
in being
imperative.
alive
So we
that
just
gives
do it
anyone
off
rights.
of consensus?
Sorry?
We just do it off of consensus.
I mean, yeah, essentially, it's like a
And do you
political
think
rights
we
are a
should do
political
it off of
process.
consensus?
I would disagree. I believe in democracy, but
Do you,
We can-
so
we
you
can
think we
disagree.
should do things off of a consensus?
yeah, that's what I said.
So what if the democratic order arbitrarily lowered the age of consent to 16 or 15 or 14?
I think there are states where it's 16. I don't know.
Yep.
But let's assume that it was younger. Do you think that we should adhere to the democracy because that's what the consensus is?
If you believe in democracy, yes. I mean, in like Japan,
What if it
it's
was
like
10?
13.
Should we do that?
I would not. I would vote against that, and I might even move out of
Yeah,
the country.
but why? What's the moral imperative? You just said there's no moral imperative, and we should follow what the consensus says. So if the consensus said
I said
it
there's
should
no
be
moral
10,
imperative
why
for-
is it
for
that
rights.
it shouldn't be 10?
Well, because I think having, can I say?
Because
I feel like this is a topic that might like go
Can you-
into.
okay,
make a
yeah,
different
fair
argument,
enough.
Andrew?
Okay, let's assume it the other way. Let's just assume it a different way.
Okay.
Why is it then that if the consensus was that you could have sex with a dead body?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Andrew.
God.
Is this a
No, this is TOS fine.
Why do you
If that was
hate
the
women
consensus,
so much?
Why do you
why
create
is it?
about
No,
having
stop!
sex
Don't
with
interrupt!
a
Don't
body?
interrupt! Don't interrupt! She can speak for herself. If that was the consensus, why shouldn't we do it?
I would just disagree
Bro.
personally. If that's the consensus,
That's it. You would just disagree. There's no moral
That's
imperative
how-
to not screw a dead body.
Because we need to honor
there is
the
a moral
dead.
imperative to not do that. I will
What
take
is
a
it?
stand on
What
that.
is it?
I don't know. It's
The-
wrong.
It is
You don't
because
know. You don't fucking know what the moral imperative
The
is to
moral
not screw a
imperative
dead
is you
body.
honor the dead. That's the moral.
What's
imperative.
that?
You honor the dead.
But why
it's
is that a
gross.
moral
I don't know.
imperative?
You're supposed to have honor for the dead. You're not supposed
Why
to
is that a moral
disrespect the dead.
imperative?
I
Because
mean,
philosophy.
everyone
I don't
has
know.
different morals. There is no universal moral imperative
If
for
there's no
anything.
universal morals, then what's wrong with people screwing dead bodies, lady?
It's against my morals. I don't know.
So it's just your arbitrary. There's no moral ground.
morals are
So if a
arbitrary.
society-
Moral.
All
So
morals are
just to get this
arbitrary.
right, I want to make sure I get this right.
Yeah.
If a society, which is a democracy, votes that people are allowed to screw dead bodies, you have nothing other than I personally disagree with that
I
to
would
justify
move.
why
I
they
just wanna
shouldn't
take
I
do
would.
that.
I would
Moment.
move. I
Hold on,
think.
let her answer.
Okay.
I think I would leave the country. I don't think I would like to live in a country
Yeah,
where
I know, but
necrophilia
answer
was
my
legal.
question. You have nothing other than me. My personal opinion, this is bad, right? That's it. That's your entire moral justification. So all of human morality for you comes from your brain, and that's it.
I mean, my personal morality does, and then we all
Yeah, so
collectively
what's
discuss.
the moral imperative why they shouldn't do that?
I genuinely have never thought about necrophilia. I'm sorry that
I
you
have
love
no idea.
thinking
You
about
have no
it,
clue.
but yeah,
So
I
the
don't
guy
know.
goes out in another country, and he digs up grandma, and he bangs grandma's corpse.
My
Can
grandma
you give
was
me a moral
cremated.
argument for why that's wrong?
I would. No, honestly, I just know it's wrong. I
That's
mean,
fucking unreal. You progressives suck so bad. You
how is
suck.
that? Are you?
All right.
Are you pro necrophilia? Are
No,
you
the
pro?
opposite.
You don't. You
I
don't
have
have
moral
a more.
justification. I have epistemological
yelling?
grounding
Okay,
for
well,
why
you're
I would
Christian.
be
I'm
against
not.
something like that. You just got done saying to me, literally, you have no moral justification for why someone shouldn't dig up grandma and screw him. That's literally what you just said.
It's wrong. That's my moral justification.
What's your moral justification?
It's wrong. I personally
Based
believe
on?
it's wrong. Based on my own morals. I mean, it's
Right,
circular
so
reasoning,
you
but
are
that's
the
all I
arbiter
have.
of all of human morality?
No. That's what
So
democracy
then
is.
there's no epistemic justification. It's circular.
No.
It's wrong because it's wrong because it's wrong because it's wrong because it's wrong.
Yeah, and you could do the exact, because, I mean, I believe you're a Christian, and that's your
Oh,
epistemology.
yes. Would you like to get into epistemological foundations for why
I would
it is
love
that
to, but I don't think
the
anyone
Christian
else. I don't
worldview
think anyone
is
else would
far
like to.
better than anything that you just said. You just said you could dig up grandma and bang her. And
You're the one
only
that
thing
said
preventing
that.
was
You're
that I
just
just
putting words in
disagree.
her mouth.
I would rather not
Why
talking
are
about
you-
digging up grandmas and banging them, because I'm
Are you
personally.
a grandma banger?
I'm not.
Are you?
If we're gonna accuse anyone of being a grandma banger, I would say let's accuse
Chick's a
Andrew.
MILF.
A gilf?
My grandma was beautiful, but please don't do that to her.
Awkward.
It's bad because it's bad. The good is the good, and the bad
I mean,
is
yeah,
the
God
bad.
is real 'cause
It's
God is
all-
real.
All
Like,
of it's
what?
arbitrated. But if your
Absolutely. Life
mind
is
of what
arbitrary.
is
I don't
your
know what you want me to
personal
say.
disagreement-
I think philosophy and morality is
You know what?
subjective.
I actually have a proposal here. Andrew's going to be coming in studio next week. Maybe you guys have like, I don't know if you're down, Andrew. You guys should just do a one-on-one debate.
Oh my.
Why? She would lose in 15 minutes. It was 15 minutes.
Sounds like you're scared.
Oh, are you down? You down?
Oh,
Let's
no,
do it.
happily. You want to go in studio, have a 1v1 debate where nobody
Are we
can
gonna be able
interrupt,
to be
I can't get
equally
sidetracked, I
prepared?
can
Are
actually
we gonna-
grill you, you can grill me back, sure.
Are we going to be allowed to?
It'll be well moderated. It'll be yeah. He's very nice. He's a sweetheart in person.
I can
He's
tell.
a sweetheart, right, Andrew?
Sure.
There you go.
Sure.
Let me check my work schedule. I'll think about it though.
Okay, think
I'm
about
down.
it. But I
I'm
think
down.
it would just also for the sake of tonight's
Yeah,
show.
well, I
Yeah,
would say
there's
your
too
chances
much-
of showing
too
up
much
are
one-on-one.
0%. You should probably come up with some type of epistemology before you come into a debate with me, because if you can't answer why you shouldn't bang a dead body other than, oh, it just gives me the ick,
I'll start reading
I think
some
you're gonna have
Hegel.
a problem in this debate.
What do you
talk
have
about
like
some
any
Sigmund
girlfriends?
Freud,
What
too.
if we make it equal, like it's a 3v1? So like you and 3 girlfriends, or do you,
Bring your professor.
Oh yeah,
Bring your
he would
professor.
love
Oh, yeah,
that.
no, bring your fucking professor, your
Bring the
liberal
professor.
arts major
Bring the
professor.
professor.
Bring him on.
Bring him.
I'm not an
Let's
arts
do
major.
this. I can't wait.
we'll talk.
Yeah,
It's-
let's talk about.
you know, there's
this.
gonna be a bunch of. Okay, anyways, let me do.